Well, hello, everyone, and good morning. And here we are, almost at the journey's end. Choices and the prom. The last two episodes before we have our 2 episode season finale and penultimate episode for the end of season 3 before we move on to season 4 of Buffy going to college and season 1 of Angel. And to that point, in case you didn't know, we're going to be spoiling a lot of stuff here that has to do with a lot of things moving forward. I'll have to start putting a spoiler on every single episode because from this point moving forward, a lot of what we talk about won't make a whole lot of sense in its context unless and until we talk about the series as a whole, both Angel and Buffy, respectively. Copyright disclaimer, which I'll also put at the bottom and will also be put in the description of the episode. So without further ado, let's bring in our panel. Northern English Bastard. Good morning, sir. How are you?
Good afternoon to you too. And we're so glad to be here once again, talking about probably another good episode and another great one after.
A fucking great couple of episodes, actually. But Critter, Mr. E, made it.
Hello.
Thank you, guys.
What's going on?
All right. So I guess we'll just dive right into it. First one is choices. And we've got the kids. Basically, this is the nearing the end. Anyone who's been a senior in high school, which I assume all of us have been in some manner or another, whatever that looks like in various parts of the world where you become a senior. What's it like to be a senior in high school in England?
Plenty of smoking, fingering girls behind the bike shed, and basically no fucking learning whatsoever.
Oh, okay. But I mean, as far as the end of like when you guys get, do you do 12 grades? Do you even call it that? Like, what do you call it?
Year 11. I think you can stay on for another couple of years, but I didn't fucking bother. School was never for me anyway. So,
You guys like how I asked what school like in England and Northern waited as if there was some other British guy on the panel?
Who,
like,
me?
Oh, me? Oh, okay.
Oh.
I was trying to remember my days. You know, I was getting swept
My
up in
ears
the
were burning.
You know, it's like if I asked Critter what was school like in the 50s and he like pretended like he wasn't the one that went to high school in the 1950s. He's like, what? Not me, young cool kids. I'm a young.
Hand me my
cool
cane
hipster.
so I can get up and beat you.
So anyway, the kids are talking about all their bullshit, what school they're going to go to. Buffy's mom is more than pleasantly surprised about how many schools Buffy has managed to get into and wants to do it. Unfortunately, the original plan was, because we're in a weird anomaly of 2 slayers, and Faith certainly has no inclination for college and is just as happy to keep slaying and keep the Slayer line going, protecting the Hellmouth, yada, yada, yada. The original plan was for Faith to kind of man the store and for Buffy to have maybe not a completely normal life. I'm sure she would fight evil and, you know, be called in as like a pitch hitter, you know, if things get really rough and necessary, which actually, spoiler, happens in the reverse with Buffy and Faith later. But, you know, we'll get to that. We'll get there. So that's what was the original plan. But of course, now Faith is evil. So Buffy's sort of like, I don't know if I can go to Northwestern. I don't know if I can go to any of these other cool schools I went to. I don't know a lot about colleges except that, you know, college is a scam. I know that. I went to community college in Kansas City just so I could get some writing tips and take a couple writing classes because it looked good. And when you're in the Army, if you have some college credits, they actually promote you quicker, which is dumb. But, you know, it is what it is. I didn't mind it, but it is like, it's like going to school like you're Billy Madison. When you're using your GI Bill, all the kids are like, what was it like to go through the Depression? So,
Well, we had to toast our toast only once on one side. You couldn't afford to toast your bread on both sides.
I hear ya. So Willow's got all these great opportunities. Strangely, Oz is not talking about anything. Like Oz is just like, man, whatever, I ain't going. Maybe he'd already made an arrangement to go to UC Sunnydale. We don't know. But he doesn't really talk about what's going on. He seems more interested in what she's got going on. Xander's already made peace with the fact that he's not going. Strange he doesn't think he's like about going to join the Army. That would make the most sense for him. It would really have made the most sense for him. They could have done it in between seasons. He comes home from boot camp, but I guess they had the Riley thing going or whatever.
Well,
I really like this. Go ahead.
Doesn't he become a little bit tougher in the later seasons, and you kind of reach back to that one episode where he thought he was an army man, and I'm thinking like that would have been perfect because then of course his character does kind of man up a little bit more.
Yeah,
he has some army training. Now let's not make him such a tossing beanbag.
Well, they make him a goofball again in season 4. He comes around in the last, like in the finale. He does come around a little bit. But yeah, they make him a goofball. Season 5, he's slightly better. He's slightly better in season 5. Season 6, I don't think he really does much. And then season 7, he gets some cool shit to do, but he's pretty cool in the comics. He basically plays like her general in the comics when they have the Slayer army and stuff. But anyway, whatever. Anyway,
it's always easy to hindsight and rewrite a show, 10 years later.
I just don't, everyone always complains that he's a Joss Whedon self-insert. It's like, I'm not so sure that's true because, look at the content creators today that make IPs and stuff. And they make themselves, especially the females, the most beautifulest, badassest, the greatest girl power ever. But Joss, if Xander is a self-insert, he just makes him a fucking doofus. So
Josh never said he was. He's only he never saw himself Xander as an insert for himself. He only related to the character. I believe that's all he ever really said.
Yeah, it's that modern day look at revisionist history thing that everyone's kind of saying like, oh yeah, he's a Joss Whedon. That's why they don't like him so much and blah blah blah. Anyway, cute scene when they're talking about the colleges because Buffy is excited for Willow. Willow mentions she's going to go to Oxford or some shit, which I guess is in England. And I love Buffy's little. That's where they make Giles's. I thought that was. I can't help it when Buffy's cute. She's just cute as fuck, and I can't help it. I always think it's funny. Plus, it kind of speaks to, you remember just a few episodes ago, Giles betrayed the fuck out of her. So the fact that she thinks of him with this affectionate tone, it makes me happy. That's the thing you don't realize when you're watching it in real time, as opposed to watching it on a rewatch for this. And man, okay, you guys have been defending Cordy. Can you defend this shit where she just, all the places she could have walked, she manages to walk through their area just to fucking jibe in on Xander? Like, dude, it's like shooting a dead puppy at this point. I want to hear you guys defend this shit, because this back and forth between Cordelia and Xander.
I know it's been a while, hasn't it, since he caught him kissing Willow. I mean, come on, get over it now.
That woman's scorn.
The two of them have that now that broken relationship where they're bitching at each other. In Prom, he goes into the dress shop.
Don't read ahead. No. Don't read ahead.
The two of them are being bitchy to each other in multiple episodes since the breakup. That's all. So she's doing that to be a bitch.
True.
Because he does the same thing in other episodes.
He claps back at her, but she seems to go out of her way to randomly insert herself into their conversation. Then she's mean to Buffy.
Okay, I don't like that. Unless she's blaming Buffy because it's her friend.
I'm sorry, Buffy. This conversation is reserved for people who actually have a future. Fuck you, Cordy. You're out of fucking line right there. Like, that's, bitch, how many times has she saved your fucking life? I don't like when Buffy gets attacked. It boils my blood.
Yeah, and we already found out at the end that she's not doing so well anyway, especially I won't go too much into it, but
no, it's fine. Yeah. It's just this really just, as soon as I was like, man, because I could just see the writers going, hey, let's find a way to get Cordy in there. And I'm like, dude, you could have done better with this. I would have written this better. I don't like it. Anyway, Buffy decides now, at least if I'm going to give it any credit, that scene is like a catalyst for Buffy to be like, you know what? I do need to get a life. I do need to, like, I can't just sit around and wait for shit to happen and be the guardian of the Hellmouth. I need to go after it and be proactive. And then again, I like this because this is something very few other Slayers have ever done. It's Usually they wait. The Watchers tell them, hey, an evil has arisen. Go deal with it. Yada, yada, yada. And they either do or they don't to whatever success they have. Buffy is like, okay, here's the situation. I want to make and that's why Wesley is so kind of sputtering and doesn't really know what to do, because this is, it's unheard of for the Slayer to be like, hey, let's take some offensive action and not just wait for him to turn into the monster. Let's go after him and, head it off. And he's not prepared for that. And I like that Giles is just like right on. He's like, yeah, let's do it. I'm down. So, again, it's great scene. Wesley being Wesley. I'm a huge Wesley defender, but the season 1 Wesley, the first introduction isn't great. He does change dramatically very quickly, but it doesn't happen in this season. So watching goofball Wesley, I don't really care for. Anyway, we flash forward to the airport. Faith and vampire minions are on an errand for the mayor, and whatever he is getting, it ain't gonna be fucking Christmas cookies. So it's this fucking tattooed guy that looks like he owns a pawn shop or something like that. I don't know why he's supposed to be scary. This guy looks like he knows all the location of all the meth houses in Oklahoma.
Hey.
It reminds me of my stepdad's customers. He does.
Yeah. The best I can do is a box of drugs.
Yeah, best I could do is a box of drugs. So he shows up handcuffed to this evil looking box. And he's not particularly happy. Now, weirdly, the vampire is, I don't know if they picked this soy cuck vampire that's kind of just, his eyes just bulge out and he's scared of everything in this entire fucking scene. It's so weird. It's like, dude, you're a vampire. You could like rip this guy's head off if you wanted to. But anyway, he's like, I don't like.
Maybe he knows what's in the box.
Maybe that's it. Okay, I'll buy that. But then he looks horrified as the guy says, I don't like surprises, and then gets a surprise right through his chest. And fucking Faith obviously found a use for that longbow and comes down looking hot as fuck. Woo, man, Jesus, 99 Eliza Dushku was fucking banging, bro. God, she was so hot. She comes down. I don't know what this shit she's got on is. I don't know what you call it, but holy crapola. They can't find the key to the cuffs, so she pulls out her fucking Klingon blade and says, well, it won't cut through steel, but it will cut through bone. When did she become such a psycho? Like, she just stabbed a guy like 3 episodes ago, and now she's like Hannibal Lecter. Like, what is going on? How did this happen so fast?
I don't care. All I know is I like it.
Yeah.
She embraced it.
Yeah.
So. I love the interaction between her and the mayor. Hey, I've got some money for the guy. Well, and then she just takes it. I love that. I love that she's just like, no, you don't need, you can just give it to me.
I got you covered.
I got you covered, boss. And he's so happy. I love his whole giving her compliments, and she's digging it. And then he's like, man, if Buffy
initiative, I like it.
If Buffy Summers switch teams, I'd say, get out of here, sister. I already got me a Slayer. I love that. It's so fucking adorable. But Faith takes it the wrong way because she's still butthurt about the situation. But he manages to make nice with her and make her feel better. She goes nosing around in the box, and we see him freak out for the first time in a long time, if ever. He seems, but he kind of, plays it off like, you don't want to open that, so we know whatever's in there is enough to scare him. So it's Avengers Assemble time. By the way, I know there's a huge subplot with Cordy in it, but it's so pedantic and annoying. I'll mention it at the end of this, but I don't give a shit about her being poor and her dad cheating on her tax. I don't give a shit. I know it's necessary, but Cordy's poor. Her dad cheated on his taxes, and she's poor now, and she's working at a fucking dress shop. I don't care. Wah, Cordy. So it's Avengers Assemble time, and they're coming up with a plan. They're going to have Xander and Oz create this spell to, I would assume, dissolve the box or in some way destroy it. They're not really clear on that, but that's what they're doing, being the two useless members of the Scooby Gang, since Oz can't activate his werewolf power like on demand or whatever. And so the more tactical part, the two Watchers are going to drop off and create a diversion for the 3 main characters, the Witch, the Vampire, and the Slayer, to go do a Mission Impossible thing inside the mayor's office. I love the fucking West. It's synchronize all watches, and they all hold up their hand like we don't have watches.
That was my favorite quote, even though it's more of a visual.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, think of your favorite quotes for the episode, guys. That's going to be like an every episode thing.
I have it already. I have it already.
Nice. So yeah, they in fact do the Mission Impossible 1 thing after Willow puts her D shield spell on the box. I guess I don't know. I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense that they would use a mystical barrier of some kind because they know if anyone's going to come after it, it'll be 2 super strong supernatural people. So
She was seasoning to taste.
Sure. So Buffy goes in there, Tom Cruise style, to go get the box. It leads to a pretty interesting, but I don't know, the whole action set piece that they have here. It doesn't do a lot for me because it's like you're trying to be like subversive or whatever. Just fucking stake these guys. Why are we doing all this kung fu and fucking throwing shit around? Wouldn't that just? I mean, I don't know. I don't feel like this is a real good stealth. Anybody else? Like, did you guys dig this action set piece, or did you feel like
walking with fucking crossbows and aim for the heart?
Yeah.
I like some of the later fight sequences. I think there's just to pad it out. You film a sequence and then it could be trimmed down if you're pressed for time.
Honestly, I felt like the episode, or at least parts of it, were just kind of lazily written. It's kind of like they halfway put this one together. And like you mentioned earlier about Cordelia suddenly being poor, it just felt like they needed a reason to put her in the dress shop later, so to speak.
Yeah. Well, like I said on Nadia's stream the other night, so when you have an episode like this, something I've learned from Passion of the Nerd that I didn't really understand before. So when you have this 22 episode format, or even if you don't really, but let's go with the 22 episode format. So when you have that, what you wind up with, knowing that your penultimate episode and your finale is going to be 21 and 22, right? So your episodes 19 and 20 may wind up being like put all the plot pieces into position. And sometimes that can be very, very, well, to use another P word, pedantic. It can be kind of like dry. It's like, I got to get all these people in the right position. So we do this quick downward slide in episodes 21 and 22, or episodes 8 and 10, depending on if you're watching depending what kind of series you're watching. But back then it was 21, 22 episodes usually. So I think they do a pretty good job with it, especially with the next episode. But yeah, I could see how this could be a little bit like, meh, all right, whatevs. So Buffy and Angel win their game of keep away from the vampire guys. The mayor comes in, his fucking reaction is so good. Well, geez, the taxpayers just paid for this room to get redone. I don't even understand. Look at this mess. Who's going to pay for it? Oh, and I lost my box. And he just turns super evil right away, which is interesting.
Yeah, this might be the first time we start to see Mayor Wilkins get a little angry in places, because he's mostly been very chipper, hasn't he? Even when things have been going wrong.
Yeah. He's usually very saccharine in the way that he reacts. Faith comes in with her Klingon knife. She's caught Willow when Willow was trying to exfil out of the area, and this sinister fucking grin on his face is this like his howdy doody aw shucks 1903 face is face has kind of slid off a little bit. That mask that he wears of the super aw geez aw shucks kind of thing, it slides off for just a minute, and we see this and this is actually where they went to commercial back in the day. So the fade out of him looking like that, it's pretty fucking sinister. Although on this rewatch, I'm questioning, what was Faith doing? Was she hanging out outside smoking or something, and then she caught Willow? Like, what was going on? Or did she hear the ruckus and was like, I ain't trying to get in between Buffy and Angel unless it's without clothes. So I ain't getting in on that, but I'll catch the weaker of the three. What do you guys thoughts? Any thoughts on that?
No, I was
just lazy writing.
Yeah, I was wondering if I missed something here. Did I just miss a scene? Did I blink so fast or look away for a second and miss something? I was like, what's going on here?
It was a little disconjointed. A lot of this, it just didn't seem to make sense. Why? I don't know.
That's just lazy writing.
Yep.
Thank you, Daredevil. It's Deadpool. Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry. Critter, any thoughts on that, or do you want to just move on?
I'm dumb. I didn't really catch any disjointedness. It's like, oh yeah, they caught her, and it glazed over me.
So here we get a little hint of what we will see Wesley be in the upcoming seasons, and so Wesley is like whatever else he is, He's extremely practical. And we get to see this kind of force, it comes out of him a little bit here. He's not trying to please anybody. He's not trying to be everybody's friend. He's not trying to be super duper watcher. And he's not even trying to be, hey, I'm smarter than everybody in the room. He's being extremely practical. He's like, if we don't destroy the box, he turns into whatever he's going to turn into, and he's going to wipe out at least thousands of people being a super demon. We know that for sure. And that includes Willow. He says that very clearly. Or we give him the box, we get Willow back. We don't know if we have a chance to stop him. And listen, he's right, actually. Because
Thank you.
Huh?
Thank you. I was kind of thinking, Jesus Christ, it's kind of cold, but he is being very smart about it. I mean, it's the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few kind of thing, isn't it?
It is an inversion of the trolley problem that we've discussed before, but this is more of a situation where, if you were a soldier, if like me, if I was a squad leader and we had a dude caught behind and I was going to lose the entire squad in an effort to save the one, probably I wouldn't do it. So, and that's especially if what we were trying to save him from was something that was going to injure or kill lots of civilians. So Wesley's actually being extremely practical here, but nobody is even trying to hear him out. Like not even a little bit.
He's the only character that isn't really tight with Willow because he's only known her for a shorter amount of time versus everybody else. Plus, you got ex-boyfriends and a current boyfriend and best friends. So, but yeah, he is right. In terms of the mission.
And ironically to that, I don't know if you know this or not. This season, him and Allison Hannigan started dating, and they're married and have 4 kids now.
Yep.
Did you know that?
Yeah, I knew that.
Oh yeah.
Then he's a terrible husband for allowing her to die.
But the thing is that, I mean, wouldn't Willow kind of be saying the same thing if it was someone else and if someone else was in that situation?
I don't know. That's a good question. Would you mean Willow now or Willow later?
Or would Willow actually be willing to, take the hit just to keep thousands, millions of people alive?
I think the character Willow would take the hit, but if Willow wasn't the captured one, she'd probably fall in line with the rest of the Scooby Gang saying, oh no, we have to save Xander or Oz because, we love them.
Yeah. I always wondered if this was a missed opportunity, to lose a character. Maybe not necessarily Willow, but
it is still understandable. I mean, this is a friend as well. It's like, listen, we can still try to save her and try and find a way to beat Mayor Wilkins another day.
Like, how would they know? How would Wilkins know if they destroyed the box and got another box that looked like it or something? You know what I mean? Like, how would he know? Would he know? Like, I don't know. Maybe there's some whatever. I mean, ultimately they don't. And the one who is the decision maker is Stoic Oz. I do like the scene where he just is like, I'm not even going to fucking listen anymore to this bullshit. I'm going to wreck.
Yeah, he doesn't say anything either.
I'm wrecking the spell, and that's it. I'm not even going to discuss this. And I love the look he gives Buffy, like, yeah, well, that's what I did. And, I love.
He doesn't need to say anything. You know his intention. You know what his decision is already.
Yeah.
Just visually.
So they decide to make the deal, and I love this. I mean, whatever else you think of this episode, it's definitely a fucking banger ass scene. Oh, by the way, fucking just so we're clear, this is the part that pisses me off. Willow stakes the vampire with her little pencil trick. Cool little, it was set up and established in an earlier episode, so I have no problem with it. They didn't pull that out of their ass. They've shown before that she can float a pencil and do it to deadly degree if she so chooses. So that was cool. But then she has a chance to escape, and she spends fucking hours fucking reading through the books. Dude, grab one of the books and haul ass, bitch. Like,
I was saying that as well. What the fuck? Come on, you're supposed to be a smart character.
Well, even Faith comments on it. She's like, "Why are you Nancy Drew in here? Where you should have hauled ass." But yeah. Anyway, so we get our little standoff, and
really quick. It would have been kind of cool to have Willow in other episodes. I don't know if she has done it. You guys have seen most of these shows. Zandu from Guardians of the Galaxy, you whistle and that arrow floats around. Like, she could have a bunch of floating stakes or arrows to launch.
Funny you should say that, because that
she does do that.
Yeah, she does do that.
Okay, I shut up then.
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine. Bag of knives. Am I right? If you know, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, we got, team Buffy facing off against, team mayor, I guess. That would be it. I don't know what else to say. And I like this. I like how Buffy got her hair done right before she's like this. Like, you gotta do
fucking that changes a lot in this episode. I've noticed that, especially in the very last scene.
She's like, I gotta meet the man, the big bad. Let me stop at the salon.
Let me swing by the salon.
Yeah. And I always love when somebody meta comments on a meeting between the two evils, the two groups. I always love standoff scenes, and I love it even more when someone just is like, boy, this is exciting. It's like you have Boddicker and the Italians in the drug warehouse and RoboCop, where he's like, guns, 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 and I love when the bad guy points out, like, oh, this is exciting, and Mayor Wilkins is just fucking chewing the scenery here. I'm like, because he's invulnerable. He knows he's fine. I mean, shit, literally, he could just walk up and take the box. What could they do to him besides nothing? I mean, I guess technically they could throw him around. I mean, he's not super strong or anything, but it wouldn't do anything to him. And then they'd have a huge fucking melee in there. And quite frankly, Team Buffy's a little lacking. And like, I think he comes in like, what, 4 deep vampires and Faith? At least 3 deep, and then vampires and Faith. So I mean, the fucking odds are not. I mean, Buffy's got 2 superpowered people, and she's got Ripper. So I mean, that's fine. But I mean, unless Oz is gonna somehow manage to wolf out some kind of way, and you got pussy ass Xander and pussy ass Wesley at this point. I mean, Buffy's definitely light in the ass in this confrontation. So I love all of his fucking dialogue here.
Clandestine meetings by dark of night, exchange of prisoners. I
love how he gets a bit serious with Angel here as well.
Yeah, I like the back and forth with Angel a little bit. I like how Angel kind of, he's like, listen to your elders. He's like, you're not my elder. Like, I'm 240 years old, bitch.
I'm your elder.
Yeah.
But it shows that there is a serious side to him as well. There is a tragedy to him as well. This is a guy who sold his soul, and he has greatly paid for it, and he knows it. But he's still willing to go along with it.
What do you think is the reason for him fucking with them with the whole I lost my whatever Anna in Aught 3 and watched her curse me for my thing and blah 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 and
divide and conquer? That's what I'm guessing.
Yeah,
that's what I'm guessing. Try and get in the head with the truth. Try and fuck with them psychologically, weaken them mentally a little bit.
Yeah. Well, we get a little back and forth where he basically just points out all the stuff that, we as people who watch the show already know. And, Buffy and Angel's thing is a doomed relationship. And sometimes it seems that it always takes a villain to point that out, whether it be him or Spike or whatever, or even Angelus himself saying how stupid their fucking relationship is, Slayer and vampire with a soul. But it hits home and strikes a nerve more than they'd like it to. And you can see it working on Angel. And remember that because it's going to be important later. Hang on one second. Sorry about that. Whatever he's saying, it does get to him because you can look at Angel's face is like, fuck. I have been thinking about this a little bit. I am kind of a perv.
Yeah, that is good acting. The fact that you can see what he's thinking without me saying a fucking word, that's a talent. That is a talent.
Yeah. And so I guess this is the point where Snyder walks in with the fucking I don't know if he's walking in with cops or security guards. I'm wanting to say I think they're security guards.
I think they're security guards because the cops had a blue shirt in some of the other episodes.
Yeah.
And also I'm team principal for this standoff.
You're team principal?
Yeah, because this is something you don't want to get involved
team
in.
Mayor, I am team principal. Trying to bring law and order to this crazy school.
What do you guys I think security guards?
Yeah. I'm going with security.
Yeah. Fucking
and
Snyder.
the mayor slinks back into the corners so not to be noticed, which doesn't really work.
No. I like how the vampires are like totally vamped out right there and like no one's paying attention to it. So like Faith is ready to go full tilt boogie with her fucking Klingon knife. She's like, all right, bitch, I don't care. I'll slit your throat right now. And that's actually the mayor has to step in and basically save his life because otherwise Faith was going to fucking gut him like a fish. And then he sees it. He's like, oh. And I like the fact that I can't believe Critter hasn't spoken up yet. see the look that the fucking principal gives the knife?
I missed it. Oh,
You know why? Because it's a Klingon knife, and he's from the
Oh my
Star Trek
God.
universe,
listen,
so he
you
recognizes
told me
it.
you told me not to mention Star Trek, so I haven't.
He's like, I recognize that knife. I saw it on Deep Space Nine once.
Go to hell.
I'm just
Anywho.
curious why the body, what do you call it? The security guard isn't on the radio calling for backup. You walk
Right,
into a room
or something. Yeah.
Yeah, you
So,
kind of get
yeah.
his undertake a bit as well with the mayor, and they probably knew the situation, but they didn't know who was there. That's all.
Yeah. So wackiness ensues. One of the little things gets out, gets on the mayor. It doesn't really hurt him. I love his little kind of non-sec. He's like, you might want to close that box. Faith loses her knife, which remember that because it's going to be important later. She managed to do a fucking badass throw and kill the thing. And he gets away with the box, but they get to keep Willow and blah, 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 blah. All's fair, love and war. The next day, Willow tells Buffy, well, I guess she pulled one or two pages out of the thing. And Wesley makes a comment like, hopefully this is enough because we're fucked now, which again, everyone looks at him like he's a piece of shit, but he's not wrong. He's not wrong. He is the practical one, and he'll carry that all the way. That's a character trait he's going to carry all the way through till the end of his run on both shows. Buffy's decided she'll just go to the local college because she can be close to the Hellmouth. And Willow reveals that she is going to as well, which obviously would mean that Oz will as well, at least for a little while. And that's it. Yeah. And then we've got Buffy and Angel. Now, keep in mind, my girlfriend does not watch the show except for the occasional when I do a rewatch before we do our thing, which I don't always do at home. Sometimes I just do it on my computer. But I did it at home the other night. And while they're trying to, do what the kids call cope with their situation about what the mayor said and did, my girlfriend goes, forget it, Buffy. His mind has been poisoned. I was like, yep, pretty much. Oh, and fucking Cordelia's poor and she wants to dress. Blah, blah, blah. No one gives a shit. So pretty good episode. Give me your final thoughts and favorite quote. Northern English Bastard, go first.
Why couldn't you people do drugs why couldn't you do drugs like normal people? No, dealing drugs, that's it.
Yeah.
That's the quote. Yeah, but it is a very good episode. I mean, this is where we do start to see the cracks in the mayor's sort of like chipper facade start to come through a little bit more. And you do start to see just how diabolical and a little bit more manipulative he can be. And
facts.
And I love how he just sort of like gets into Angel's head as well, because I think he does kind of sympathize with him a little bit here, but at the same time, he wants to see this group weaken so his plan can come through. But yeah, good on Wesley. He's not fucking wrong. I know it's kind of heartless and a little bit ruthless, but it's like I said, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. I mean, fuck, if we was in a life-threatening situation and I was the bargaining chip, which meant the lives of millions of people, fucking let me die. I'd hate you for it a little bit, but hey, you got to think of the big picture sometimes.
Or if I could bang Gina Carano.
Yeah, that's better. That'll be worth it. I'd hate you all a little less.
Nice. If you know, you know. Yeah, to quote Wesley from a later season, you try not to get everyone killed. You try not to get anyone killed. You get everyone killed. Kind of that conundrum in Avengers.
One more thing before I let you pass on to others. It does kind of move on to evolve the plot a bit more, which leads to Angel, especially Angel's confliction. Cody sort of losing her father as well. Blah blah blah.
No, facts. Mr. E, go
for it. That's about it. So yeah.
No, I was going to say this one. I felt there was a bunch of missed opportunity. It's a decent episode, but it being disconjointed, I felt like they already had the prom in mind and graduation 1 and 2. This one just kind of felt like they put it in there to fill in any gaps they may have in plot. And I think there's like I said, there's a couple of missed opportunities I wish they would have exploited. I mean, this would have been a time to lose a member or change the dynamics, something.
Yeah, I'll buy that.
I mean, other than that, the quote I have, is between Buffy and Giles, where she says, I want to be able to have a life and not just save lives. Do you think that makes me shallow?" And he replies, "I think that makes you human."
Nice. Nice. I like it. Okay. Critter, final thoughts, favorite quote.
The other two episodes, this is a little bit weaker, but I still enjoyed it, and I especially had my interest peaked when we realized that box is something from the Cenobites or even Outer Limits,
Right?
with all those creepy spiders that like just glom onto your face, like a little bit of Alien. And I'm like, that is a frightening thing, because he said there were 50 billion of them in the box, or 50
guess.
million. Because if
I
it's
don't know.
billion, that's even more freakish. And my favorite quote was "Let's synchronize watches," and yeah, it's more of a visual, but
Yeah.
I just like typical.
Yeah. No, good stuff. Yeah, I like it. I mean, I gave my thoughts on what I thought was a, possible. It has its problems. I mean, I'm not super. I mean, at the time, I liked the fighting set piece, but now I think like they were on a, a stealth mission that seems a little dumb. They could have just easily sniped those guys with crossbows or bows or something, or hit them with holy water or something. Like, always doing the kung fu thing is not super practical, but it's whatever. It's definitely not anything that makes me. The end of the episode 100% makes up for it. And again, I'm more forgiving. I'm more critical in one way, but I'm more forgiving in another. I'm critical in the way that I notice it, but I'm more forgiving in the fact that I know why it's necessary from a standpoint. But anyway, let's look at the promo for Buffy the Prom.
Tuesday on the WB Week of Weeks. It's a prom night every girl dreams of. But when the prom is in Sunnydale, expect anything but the ordinary. An all-new Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Next week on the WB's New Tuesday.
So if that's not making sense to you guys a little bit, so they had moved Buffy from Monday to Tuesday in an attempt not to compete with something else that they had going on Monday. And also because they knew they were going to do the Buffy Angel thing on Tuesdays. So that was going to be, the main thing that they had to go on. So in case anyone was wondering. Also, I guess I'll take the time to point this out. I know we promised the viewers that we would eventually figure out the mystery of, see what I did there, mystery, of who won the contest to walk on roll and the walk on roll.
This season with 1-800-COLLECT, you don't have to be alone for the holidays.
And now every completed 1-800-COLLECT call enters you in the Buffy Christmas sweepstakes. Watch a Buffy Christmas Tuesday, December.
So apparently the 1-800-COLLECT thing, someone did win, and they were supposed to get on the episode. The episode was supposed to be the prom. Whether or not they did or not is still subjective. We found some information and some. What did we ultimately find out, Mr. E? Tell the audience. Not to
We
put you
didn't
on the
really.
spot.
Well, I mean, we really didn't find out much of anything. I mean, a lot of rumors and subreddits and all across the internet. The closest thing I ever got was basically that she's in the scene with Cordelia when she's talking about going skiing and she's standing next to her. That's the latest I found. Before that, she was supposed to be a vampire that was staked, but there was only a male vampire that was staked during the episode. So it's still kind of up in arms as to who exactly she was.
But
And
definitely, she did not have a speaking part, though. They would have to pay her
No.
more for that, right?
right, no, they would have to actually give her credits for that as well. It's kind of ambiguous. It makes me wonder if they just either cut her scene altogether, she didn't make it, or it was just
I
made
remember
up
coming
to begin
across
with.
that she was edited, like she was there, but they deleted her. That's one thing I came across in all the different articles and websites and message boards, that she had been cut. She was there, they filmed it, they cut her.
Well, not only that, but the funny thing is, there's nothing on the, going back on the Wayback Time Machine and looking at the Buffy website, there was no announcement that just basically it gave her name, that she won 3 days plus the guest, and a possible walk-on scene. There was just really no information, which
Bottom line is we did our best to try to find out who that chick was or who that person was. We found out a little bit of information, but if there's anybody randomly watching this somewhere out in the ether at some point in the near, listen, I'm always, if you know something that I don't know, I've looked everywhere I know to look. But I mean, I actually have a real job.
right. If this is you, if you were there,
contact us.
Yes.
for the
1-800-collect.
Yeah, you can call us 1-800-collect. It's totally fine. So anyway, it's prom time, and the kids are talking about prom. Angel still got his worries, we find out, but Buffy's kind of just, done the same thing most teenage girls do. She's just choosing not to think about it. She's just decided, you know what? Maybe the mayor has points. Maybe the mayor doesn't have points, but I've got my honey bunny, and we're going to have this awesome sexless relationship until I grow old and die, or
So basically
whatever.
marriage.
Yeah, so basically marriage. In no way alluding to the fact that Buffy, of course, has daddy issues.
Daddy,
here it comes.
Daddy, when are we filming, Daddy? Come on, Daddy. Come on, Mama. Let's do it, Daddy. Let's do it. Let's film, Daddy.
Yeah. Got to get that in there some kind of way. But yeah, so they're talking about prom, and everybody's super eager and happy. I don't remember any of my friends being this fucking stoked about prom. I don't really know if that's it, but it could be a thing that I mean, I know my niece was super excited about her prom, so maybe that's a thing. But as Buffy keeps pushing the issue, Angel's getting more and more skeeved out, and doesn't want to kind of just even deal with it. And then he gets a visit from Buffy's mom, which leads him to have like a vampire panic attack where he has a dream where him and Buffy are married. And in the dream, it's a Uno Reverso, and they step out into the light and Buffy catches fire, which is, I mean, you don't need to be Sigmund Freud. You can basically see that he's worried that he's going to be the death of Buffy. And this is important because it'll come up later on the Angel show as well. Buffy says an interesting thing that I didn't understand back then, but as now I have a literature degree, she quotes a poem. She quotes, the snowy walking through the woods poem, and miles and miles to go before we sleep. That's going to pop up again on this show, and Buffy just uses it kind of as a non sequitur. A lot of people believe that poem is an allegory for either giving up on life or suicide, or not giving up on it, and keep pushing forward. Again, that the whole analogy of pushing the rock up the hill, But Buffy, she understands that, but she just is saying, "Listen, can't we have this one night where we have fun?" So I don't know. What is you guys' thoughts on why do you think it was just a throwaway line, or do you think it has more text and meaning?
Well, maybe there was a bit of text and meaning. I think, because I mean, they could die tomorrow. Try and enjoy themselves at least one last time before they go out.
Are you guys familiar with that poem by Robert Frost, or no?
No, I'm just looking it up now. What is it? Let's have a look. Stopping by woods on a snowy evening. So
I also think your point of view or your outlook would reflect how you interpret that statement, because I look at it as miles and miles to go before we rest or sleep. You have a lot of work to do before you can call it even, versus there's so much and I just want to, I want to die. So I almost feel like it's depending on your status or mental, location, that could mean one of two things. It's either a positive, to push the rock up the hill to get it done, or it's a negative. I just want out.
Mm-hmm.
I just thought it.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I thought it just brought depth to Buffy. Showed that she's not just a beauty and a brute, but also an intellect with some, sort of a third dimension, 3 dimensions of Buffy.
Between the woods and frozen lake, the darkest evening of the year, he gives his harness, the horse, bells a shake to ask if there is something mistake. If there is some mistake, the only other sounds the sweep of easy wind and downy flake, meaning the snow, obviously. The woods are lovely, dark, and deep, but I have promises to keep, and miles to go before I sleep, and miles to go before I sleep. People who are fans of Quentin Tarantino will also recognize that is the poem that is used to get a lap dance out of one of the main characters in Death Proof. Yep. So I studied that. Yep. I studied that poem in college, and there's a lot of debate about what that poem exactly means and what it doesn't mean. I like to choose to think that it means that it's you can't just give up on your mission and you keep on going, even though what you want to do is lay down and maybe rest and then when I say rest, die, and you got to just keep on pushing forward and stuff like that. So some interesting stuff. We get more character development from Anya. So because she's stuck in the guise of this teenage girl who looks like she's 30, she has teenage girl wants, and she wants to go to the prom. So it is what it is. And she's self-aware enough to know that, one, it's stupid, and two, Xander, for whatever reason, is the one that she is clinging to, and it's she knows it's wrong, but she's going to do it anyway. So that's interesting, and that'll be important as she becomes more and more of a main character. I don't know if at this point they knew she was going to be a main character, but whatever the reason, it's still charming and funny somewhat. So
I'm just curious if they didn't realize that they eventually needed to get a love interest for Xander.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure if that was like the main important thing or whatever, but Buffy and Angel finally have he's just decided, look, this is selfish and fucking stupid, and I need to go because I'm going to wind up getting you killed. I help out in some ways because I'm a superpowered being or whatever, but in the fact that we have this, whatever it is between us, it's just going to wind up destroying us. Conversely, she'll have a love interest later who doesn't care that it'll destroy because, that's what he figures that love is. But we'll get there. I won't quite spoil that one yet for anyone who doesn't know. So Angel's deciding to take the hard road, and after the ascension, he's going to haul ass and become a private detective helping out the helpless in LA. So Buffy's, of course, Buffy's destroyed as a teenage girl would be. She's already had to kill him, but she's never been broken up by him before. Which is funny because if you guys notice, she's more upset with the fact that he dumped her than when she killed him. When she killed him, she was like, horrified. And then she just was like sad and got on a bus. But when she gets broken up by him, she's all fucked up.
Yeah, typical woman. It's all right when they do it, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. But when they get broken up with, it's like, oh, hell no. I can't deal with that kind of rejection. No, thank you, sir.
Not only did she break out with him, kill him, and then send him to hell.
Right, exactly. So, anyway, but Buffy rallies and she decides, you know what? My friends are going to have a good prom, and I'm going to do this for them, and I'm going to get them. They figure out who has created these demon dogs to attack the prom. Tucker Wells, who was supposed to be a main character later, but they couldn't get the actor, so we get the brother, Tucker's brother, which is actually a lot funnier. He's a much better character, so I'm not mad at it. We'll see him down the road in season 6, I think, is when he pops up in it. So, and he winds up being a main character for the rest of the series on both series. So,
and also here you go. She's using a crossbow like they should be doing in almost every episode.
Yes, but she only. It's like it's like going out with a stripper who's a little too drunk and too tired to say no. It's one shot and that's it.
Yeah.
And then, but so Buffy engages the demon dogs, but they've been trained to rip apart the prom because the little deviant, instead of doing something like shooting up the school, he decides he's gonna fucking get demon dogs from hell to attack the prom because someone said no to him to go to prom.
Modern problems, modern solutions.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, just ask your friend out. I mean, Jesus.
Yeah, I know. A lot of this could have been solved much differently. Buffy goes after him, decides she's gonna snap this. She stabs this one, I remember, and then the other one almost mauls this kid. Who dumbass just what am I supposed to do right here?
Well, I wet myself.
And then Buffy, I love Buffy, just like, all right, fuck this, snap. No more fancy shit. I'm just gonna snap its neck. And the kid asked where the bathroom is. You go to school here. You don't know where the fucking bathroom is.
I thought of that. Yeah. It bothered me, but I think he was a date for a girl who went to the school, so he may not know. It angered me. I'm like, what bullshit? But no. He could be an outside student from another school.
Fair enough.
That would have been me. I went to 2 separate proms my senior year.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Had to go to prom every year.
You just peed behind the bleachers.
Exactly. Well,
I was dating a younger chick recently, and it got pretty serious, and like she got very clingy, and then next thing I know, she's asking me to be her prom date, and I'm like, slow down. Slow down. We're not there yet. I mean, I had sex with her, obviously, but I mean, she's 18, so it's fine. It's okay.
Disclaimer.
No, it's facts. She's 18. It's fine. So I love the fact that the prom is this is such a 90s prom. I was at a 90s prom. I graduated I think a year or two before Buffy, because me and Buffy are both the same age in real life, Sarah Michelle Gellar, but she plays a few years younger. So she would have been class in 96 or 97 like me. But a lot of the stuff is that's all the 90s music I can play right there. But
yeah,
I mean, it's pretty it's pretty 90s, and you know what? These kids are having a good time. No one's got a fucking cell phone in their hand. No one's doing weirdo shit. They're just fucking chilling and having a good time.
They're not selfie for fucking TikTok either, which is good.
Right. Buffy's fucking...
how many phones would be out with all those selfies across the room?
Jesus.
Facts.
Well, I will say this: a lot of people had disposable cameras at our prom.
Yeah. You know what? I don't have a problem with that.
Me neither.
Yeah. I love the genuine affection that Oz and Willow have for Buffy here, because they know that she really did. They know that she's been broken up with, and they know that she did a huge fucking... Look at this guy over on the left. How fucking old is this guy? I hope he's a chaperone.
Jesus.
What is the deal? Look at this guy next to Buffy. Like, dude, how old are you, bro?
He's a
stranger
current
danger.
Jesus.
He's a freshman. He's the new freshman.
So do you.
How you doing, fellow teenagers?
Coolest.
I like that Oz is right to business. Everything cool? Like, are there the demon dogs get handled? And it's more like it's more like a thank you than anything else, because it's just like it's like, hey, I know you really fucking did us a solid here. So I appreciate it.
Devil Dogs Are History. How's the prom?
Strangely affecting. I got all teared up when they played We Are Family.
Fucking Oz. He gets some of the fucking best lines, man. I swear to God.
Everything's perfect.
So we're encroaching in. I like the Xander's mad that he doesn't get the fucking class clown award. Dude, Xander, nobody likes you or thinks that your shit's very funny.
It's like anybody could be a prop class clown.
Like, dude, that's
also,
what
it's like the worst showing of what a class clown is. Balloon animal on his head, throwing his hands in the air with a glittery vest. I'm like,
I know. How old are these fucking kids?
That's
mentally,
awful.
Anyway.
Yeah,
that's awful.
No, that's bad. So we get into what I believe is one of the greatest scenes, not just of Buffy or the Whedonverse. I think is one of the greatest scenes of any show I've ever seen in my life.
My favorite quotes.
And I don't say that lightly. I'm going to try to get away with as much as I can. So, of course, we have Jonathan. Now, again, reminder, this was played originally without earshot. So, of course, we know who Jonathan is, but we don't know why. The things that he says and the reason why he's the presenter is so specific. We don't know, because at this point, earshot was still like 3 months away from being shown. So just keep that in mind. That's how they... I mean, luckily, it didn't wreck it the way it wrecked Firefly, the TV series, the way it... But it did... R.I.P. Firefly. But it did... it was a little like, why is Jonathan the one doing this? Like, what is the... It should be Giles or Xander or any number of other people. Why is it Jonathan? Of course, now we know because of earshot. And that's okay. And I like this. Buffy's like, what the fuck?
This is actually a new...
Why are you guys calling me out right now? But yeah, she's all suspicious at first, as she should be.
In ballots, and
she doesn't understand what's going on.
Most of us never found the time.
And they
to
have
get
that
to know
score
you.
in the background.
That doesn't...
And look at all the faces of all the people. Again, who's this fucking old guy with the receding hairline behind Anya?
I know, Jesus.
I'm sorry. I'm spoiling the moment here. I apologize.
Someone had to bring their dad to the prom.
Yeah, I guess. Whatever. But look at all the faces. Everyone kind of knows. And, like the fact that he says there's write-in ballots. So for the uninitiated who've never been to a prom yet, or they skipped their prom, so they have all these awards for blah, blah, blah. Sometimes they're just in the yearbook. Sometimes they happen at a dance or at the prom. Right. I was myself, because I had been held back so many times, I was voted most likely to be of age to afford the keg at the graduation party, because I was 20 by the time I graduated. So fuck you, Vero Beach
Damn.
class of 97.
I was
you
vote-
asshole.
I was voted most likely to create an international incident.
Well, they didn't know how true that almost was, do they?
I mean,
No,
we
they
haven't
don't.
noticed you. We don't talk about it much, but it's no secret that Sunnydale High isn't really like other high schools.
Oh, I'm
A
getting
lot of weird
teary-eyed.
stuff happens here.
Zombies!
Hyena people!
Snyder!
The right amount of emotion and comedy as
See,
well.
now
It's
that Disney, MCU, that is how you take some of the drama out and throw in a little aside. I know that it's been hated on since then, the Whedon-esque dialogue, but that's how you do it. That's both it's both meaningful and impactful, and it's a little funny. You know, they mention the hyena people, zombies, blah blah blah, and then they say Snyder, and it gets a little giggle out of people. That's what it's supposed to be.
But it's also practical. I mean, that's exactly what would happen amongst a bunch of
in
kids.
this world, yeah, exactly.
But whenever there was a problem or something creepy happened, you seemed to show up and stop it. Most of the people here have been saved by you, or helped by you at one time or another.
I love Giles poor English crowd. I love Giles looking at Buffy like, this is my Slayer. My Slayer did this. Because remember, originally he didn't even want her in the school, much less, having the Scooby Gang or having, he was very much towing the line as a watcher. And then later he realizes not only is it useful, but it's a human thing to do. She's the warrior protector of these kids. And the fact that, it's being recognized right now.
We're proud to say that
it
the
makes
class
him
of
happy.
99 has the lowest mortality rate of any graduating class in Sunnydale history.
Please don't block this YouTube.
And we know at least part of that is because of you.
It's
damn.
so if I can pontificate a little bit, and so basically, when you are a warrior and it's your job to protect people, you don't really do it because you expect any kind of accolades or thanks. It's a thankless job. Is what it is. A lot of people over the years, because I've been, because of the kind of person that I am, I wasn't just Lord of Nicicity that turned into Lord of Toxicity. I've always been kind of a toxic asshole most of my life. And sliding from pseudo criminal into, soldier cop, and then later criminal again, and then later sort of cop again, protecting people in some fashion or another. A lot of people give me a lot of shit about this show and my love for it. Less so with Angel and Firefly, but definitely the Buffy thing. Oh, you just like because she's fucking hot? No, because that is the least thing that I like about her. I like her because she's a warrior and she does things to protect people. She does things to help people, and she doesn't do it for any kind of thing. She doesn't even do it for the need of service or the thing like Kendra would do it because her watcher groomed her and taught her to do this, and she believes in the cause. And she doesn't do it for the reasons that Faith does it, because it's a kick-ass fun job and she kind of gets off on it a little bit. She does it because it's right and because she's a guardian and a protector. And that is the reason why she exists. And that is enough for her. But it is nice every once in a while when you know that these people that you've been protecting in the shadows for so long come out of the shadows to say, hey, we fucking appreciate you. Thank you for keeping us safe. I wouldn't be here if not for you. There's times in movies like American Sniper where one of the guys that he saved but was mortally, or like really bad wounded and lost a leg, tells his little boy, the reason why daddy's home is because of this guy, and Chris Kyle didn't know what to do with that. He didn't even know where to put it or how to react to it, until much later, that kind of thing. And when those kind of things happen and people recognize you for the things that you have done for them that you had sort of assumed were going to go, unmerited, unrecognized, and you made peace with that. But to see that people actually appreciate you for the things that you've done for them, the magnificent things you've done for them, it sort of it brings it all home for you, and it gives you a reason for this. And she handles it beautifully, going up and accepting it. She doesn't freak out. Today in today's world, they would have made it real meta, and she would have been like, I didn't do it for, it would have been some kind of girl boss power thing, but she just humbly goes and accepts her award.
So the senior class
and does this in front of everybody. She doesn't make a big speech. She doesn't say anything. She just gives a smile as a way of thank you. I love the fact that it's a pretty little umbrella, speaking to the fact that she's the umbrella keeping them safe, but also it's pretty and cute because she's also a pretty and cute girl. And they kind of part the ways for her and let her come in and accept this, especially her friends, and especially Giles, who just says, hey, I can't believe these kids actually did this for you. It's such a charming thing. And Buffy deflates it a little bit, just by, which she needs to do. Oh, and I got a cute little present too on top of that, which is such a cute thing for her to say. So
the one thing I liked about this, the most I liked about this, I should say, is the fact that they didn't use the word hero. And hero is just,
yes,
it's protector. And to use a Whedon quote, a hero is just a person that gets other people killed.
Yes, exactly. Any thoughts on this before we show the big reveal here, guys? Anyone else want to speak up?
No, I can't say anything else. It's I think I already
okay? I
already explained it when I was getting all teary-eyed,
You want to pause the stream so that you can
give me a minute. No, keep going, seriously, keep going.
That's English right now. He's like, I promised myself I wouldn't cry.
When a show does something so fucking good, I mean, what else can you do?
Yeah. I like that Angel not only made it, but he didn't step on her moment. I like to think that he was waiting out in the hallway. Maybe he got some kind of word because he lurks and knew that she was going to get this thing, and he didn't want to step on it with that, and like hid back until it was time for him to pop up. And then the way that he's looking is like, is this cool what I'm doing? I'm not sure if this is right or not. I think this is something I should do, but maybe I'm showing up like fucking Blaine and Pretty in Pink in the 11th hour, and it's not super cool, and I'm fucking this up. Wouldn't have been great if she had found a date and she's like, oh, sorry, Angel, I got the date. My bad.
You had to ruin it. You did.
But yeah, I can't play any of this because fucking Wild Horses is fucking playing, and God knows I'll get a copyright strike for that shit.
I do enjoy the time capsule of watching older shows with music that used to be like that. Yeah, I remember that song.
The wild horses couldn't take me away.
Yeah, I can sort of hear the Cranberries singing "Linger" to this scene as well.
I could see that.
How fucking nonsense this is.
Yeah, I could say that. So that is the prom. I shot my mouth off enough, so please, Northern, if you've got anything, if you got a favorite quote you'd like to say, or whatever, please
just give him a moment to compose himself. He's
very it's basically the class protector speech that Jonathan says, and let me get it up. I'll try and be real quick. But whenever there was a problem or something creepy happened, you seemed to show up and stop it. Most of the people would have been saved by you or helped by you at one time or another. We're proud to say that the class of 99 has the lowest mortality rate. It is, yeah. It's from all of us, and it was written here. Buffy Summers, class protector.
Nice. Is that basically your favorite quote?
That's my favorite quote. It's the acting by the guy who plays Jonathan is so fucking perfect as well. He fumbles like hell. He's so awkward, but it's still so endearing as well.
Thanks. Okay. Critter, go for it, man.
I watched who's the guy, the review you always send out, who did the reviews? I can't remember.
Ian from Passion of the Nerd.
Thank you. He kind of felt, I think it was either him or another reviewer said that the Hellhounds were kind of tacked on. I don't know. I thought it worked, as a secondary plot. And I think the main point focus was showing these characters evolve and going to prom and having at least one night of normalcy. I enjoyed the episode. Also, favorite quote is when they're going on and on about the prom. Giles goes, I shall be wearing a pink taffeta, and I'm going to mispronounce it. Chanel will not go with my complexion. Can we please talk about the Ascension?
Yeah,
and I like the episode. I like the episode a lot. It was a lot of fun. And I was trying to mentally insert where this girl's walk-on would have been, but every character I thought could have been her was either the dude going to the bathroom or women who had lines of dialogue.
Yeah. That's.
I thought also maybe she was an older woman and she was one of the faculty behind the table, but like I think both those actors had appeared in other episodes as faculty for the school. So whatever.
Could not say with any degree of certainty. Unfortunately, it may be something that, like Amelia Earhart, or
right.
Well, is there the clip? Is there the clip in there where what's her face is talking about her? I'm sorry, Mr. E. Where did you say she did appear or thought she appeared? There was a conversation.
It was basically where Cordelia was talking about going skiing with her family.
I'll have to go zip through the episode and try to find that scene and see if there's any women next to her or whatever.
Yeah, well, that was on a Facebook page that I caught way out there in the internet, so to speak.
Yeah. On the interweb. Well, Mr. E, what do you got? Final thoughts and favorite quote?
Oh, I love this one. This actually, I mean, I could have probably done without the Hellhound, so to speak, but I felt like this should have been more character driven. Other than that, I love this one, and especially in the end where Buffy is, kind of honored for all the hard work she's done. And favorite quote, it's where Buffy is talking to Giles about the breakup, and she says, "I can't think about this now. I can't. If I start, I'll start crying. I'll never stop. So I deal because that's what I do."
Yeah.
Apparently that she was crying for real for so long they had to stop shooting for 25 minutes to let her recover in the scene where Angel's breaking up with her.
You'd almost think that Joss Whedon is a great director who pulls these great performances out of his actors. You'd almost think that.
Yeah.
Amazing.
No
Amazing that they all worked.
Amazing
they all did their best work with him and worked with him for so many years. Strange that because he was such a predator, they, that's odd. Seems like those two things wouldn't go together. Maybe someone should do a video on it one day. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, I've said what I had to say about this and why I love it so much. I love the fact that she gets honored, and I love that they don't beat it over the head. You watch, well, I don't watch them. I mean, I was forced to in jail, but like dumbass shows like Charmed come on, and they're like every other episode, they're like wanking each other off, talking about, well, she's a hero and blah, blah, blah. And Supernatural, they do the same shit. Sorry if you like Supernatural. I don't like it. I think it's a cheesy fucking dumbass show. And these guys are heroes, and that's why they do that. And Teen Wolf and a lot of these Supernatural shows, they just wank themselves off talking about. But Buffy just gets this one little thing right here of, there's one in season 7 that Xander talks about her, although it's sort of undercut by the fact that they betray her a couple episodes later. But this is the one where, it's acknowledged. And plus it's important from a practical sense of what we're going to see next week in graduation part 1 and part 2, because of how she has to rally the entire student body and stuff like that. So that wouldn't really be possible if something like this had not. So this is very cleverly done this way. And I like Angel coming back. My favorite quote would probably be the Giles thing. He has a lot of bangers in this with near the end of the episode when he says that, the kids, he's never known kids to be super magnanimous and things like that. And gracious in that way, and he likes when they are. So yeah, that's pretty good. All of that's good stuff, and I don't no real other final thoughts beyond that. Okay, so I guess
sorry, was you waiting for us to talk?
Okay.
It's more of a quiet episode. It's not full on about taking on evil demons, even though they are. It is mostly about what the characters plan to do next, because their future is about to change. So it's more of a coming of age episode in a way.
It's a rite of passage.
So next week will be the last of season 3.
Right.
And hopefully we can slide right into if I hadn't already said it, or if you don't remember, My plan is to do the season 4 Buffy with the season 1 Angel and go tandem the same way they premiered in real time. We'll do it like that. So it'll be a Buffy and then an Angel, Buffy, Angel, like that. There are a couple duds in both seasons, but I think we're going to have to suffer them in order to keep the continuity. I don't know it. I'll look at it. I'm going to go through the list today and just look at the episodes and match them up against each other and see if there's a way to, because there is like 2 or 3 duds in season 4 for Buffy, and there's 1 or 2 in Angel. Although I'm a lot more forgiving of Angel because I think it hits the ground running a lot better than a lot of other season 1 shows do. But prepare yourself for the fact that it may have to be that. So it's going to be basically, episode 1, season 4 Buffy, episode 1, the pilot of Angel, and they're going to have to go back to back. There's no other way around it. So that's what I got for next week. Yeah. And then I guess we're doing a Toxic Tuesday on Tuesday, since Lance will be doing his play. So I'm taking advantage of that. And most of the guys that are here will be involved in it one way or the other. I've got some really super duper interesting stuff that we will be probably talking about in the green room. So with that, I will go ahead and play us out with our usual outro that I see no reason to change, although I imagine Northern will come up with something cool for us to look at for season 4/season 1 of Buffy Angel. I'm kind of excited to see what we come up with that. So be prepared for that. So until next time.
Previously on Buffy the Vampire Slayer. You are the Slayer. Into each generation, a Slayer is born.
Why don't we start with, hi, I'm Buffy.
Xander.
Cordelia. Willow, right?
Mr. Giles.
Angel.